Hey everyone, well, we are back again, and this is another request video. Actually, this is really neat. I'm doing two of these bang bang, one right after the other here. And this one here is someone asked me to do a video on clearing the etheric body, and I think I've done this already, at least once, possibly twice, I think, but I'm going to do it again. And I want to mention something here before I get into this video. I'm going to mention here that some of you may have noticed that what I've been doing as of late is I have been refreshing or redoing some of my videos as opposed to deleting them. And I notice a couple of people have, I think more than a couple actually, have got up on YouTube and you know, give 5 or 10 minute videos on why they're deleting videos. I don't know why you need to get up and do a video on deleting your videos at all. If you're going to delete the damn things, just delete them. Why do you need to do a video on it? Doesn't make any sense to me. I delete videos all the time. I don't get up on YouTube and say I'm deleting videos. And actually, when it comes to deleting videos, I've learned something, which brings me back to the point that I wanted to make here with this video, is I'm finding, for me anyways, that I have gone back and I have listened to some of my older videos on different topics and different titles on them. And I find that as I listen to it, I can say, wow, yeah, I remember actually when I experienced that, and I remember actually doing the video. But having had a length of time that's passed, I found, I say, geez, you know, I wished I could do another video on that, because I've had time now to experience a length of time in between that video and now, and I know so much more about the experience now than I did in that video. So that's why I'm doing videos again, and I'm using some of the titles that are similar, because I think some of you have probably already noticed that I've done some refreshing, and I've expanded upon the experience that I've gained from it, and I think that's the way to go in going forward, if you want to know the truth, because I think videos shouldn't really be deleted any longer. And I actually, to be honest with you, I have another hard drive here, and I have two. And this one hard drive here, which is sitting on the side here, has all of my videos right from day one of 10 years ago, and they're all there, stored in the hard drive. I know some of them I've deleted off of my YouTube channel, but I have them all. None of them are really actually gone. They're all there. And I've noticed that lately also a lot of my older videos that I've done 4, 5, and 6 years ago, people are so commenting how much that they helped them in the situation, because as we're going through this evolutionary process, people are waking up in stages, and different parts of the world are waking up at different times than other people are. It's not all about a slam dunk and do a video and it's there for, you know, a period of time and it's for everyone. It's not for everyone. Some people will come back a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later, and it will be exactly what the doctor ordered. And I think the wise thing to do is, as I mentioned here, is to refresh some of our own videos that we do and redo the titles, because we have gained more experience in doing them, okay? And that's why I'm having this little kind of off-topic topic. Okay, now, I want to get down to the video. You know me, I can babble on sometimes there. I got to catch myself, so just bear with me, okay? Don't take any clothes off, but just bear with me, all right? Okay, now, the way that I want to do this in cleansing the etheric body is, one of the things that I'm very big on is this, and I have to go back to the Dream State School when I went there some years ago. And the one thing that the teachers told us is that every condition, every disease, every mental disorder, every dysfunctional pattern and everything that's positive, creative, okay, and good, if you will, all exists in the etheric body in one particular sheath as an energetic template. Now, when I say an energetic template, I want you, everyone, for a moment to visualize this. See your physical body, and then see another physical body standing right beside you. But this one is not flesh, okay? This one is energetic in nature, but it's detailed down to every organ, every cell, everything. Nervous system, spinal column, all the organs in the body. It's a duplicate of the physical body, but it's not physical, it's etheric, okay, or etheric, if you want to call it that. And understand that everything that manifests in your consciousness, all right, exists in another sheath body. Visualize another one besides the physical body, the etheric body. Visualize another body, just a body form. But imagine it as it's swirling with energy. Now, if you can take out a book of anatomy and you can take a look at the central nervous system, and there's two nervous systems within the body. And I'm not an expert on anatomy, but this will just give you an example. Take a look at the nervous system in the physical body. Then revert that to this third body that I'm talking about, this sheath body that contains another, it's like an etheric nervous system. It's a wiring. This third one contains all of your patterning, your belief systems, your ideologies, your philosophies, your traumas, your creative ability, all energetic, okay? It's like an energy system, all right? That energy system, okay, as a rule, affects the one in the middle, the body etheric, and how the body functions. And this etheric body, which is a duplicate and keeps the form in the physical body, that body manifests in the physical body the conditions, all right, that are encoded within the etheric body, reflected in, or the sheath body with the nervous system in it, into the etheric body, into the physical body. So, that's the simplest form. It's going to get more complicated as I go along, but I want to keep it as simple as possible here because so many of you that are out there are pretending to be smart and intelligent. I did that on my Facebook page the other day. You know, there's too many people out there pretending to be smart when they're not in reality. So anyways, just keep that in your mind for the moment because I want to keep that three pictures in mind for the moment, and I want to tell you what I did personally to do some cleaning of the etheric body. And it's this. I used to be a smoker. I'm not a smoker of pot. That's a different subject. A smoker of cigarettes. All right. And I smoked for, every time I think about it, it makes me depressed because I think about the money that I spent and, depressing. About 30 years. Okay. And, I think I smoked about a pack and a half a day, something like that, give or take a few, all right? But when I finally made up my mind that all of this stuff that they were saying in the health circles and everything else, that quitting smoking was extremely difficult for almost everybody. And I believed that for 20 years, which probably helped me not quit smoking. And then finally one day I said, I don't believe that horse shit anymore. I don't think it's going to be all that difficult to quit smoking. I think I'm getting brainwashed by everybody telling me it's so difficult. And the reason it's so difficult is because most people who want to quit smoking don't want to quit smoking. They don't have the right reason or the right motivation or the right thing to do it with. So therefore they listen to all of that hype about it being difficult to quit smoking. Actually, I found giving up coffee harder to give up than quit smoking. But that's another story. But anyways, I decided to quit smoking. Now, when you've been smoking for 30 years, that means you have been putting in your body a lot of chemicals consistently over a very extended period of time. And one thing that I did do is I did a little research, and I found out that even people who smoked and quit, years later they develop all kinds of diseases and conditions related to having been a smoker. And I'm asking myself, they missed something, all right? So I came to the brilliant conclusion that if you were a smoker, and this applies to pot smoking also, because pot smoking is just the same thing as cigarette smoking, only pot smoking is worse because of what it does to the third body, which is the energetic body, okay, and also to the etheric body. And what I did was, when I quit smoking, I had two kicks at the can, so to speak. I made a deal with myself that if I didn't succeed the first time, I would keep trying until I did, and it took me 2 goes at it. And the worst I ever felt about quitting smoking was I had withdrawal symptoms for about, physical withdrawal symptoms for about 2 days. And then after that, I just felt like I was hungry all the time for about 6 months. And I would have flashbacks. And flashbacks would mean something like walking into a store and asking for a pack of cigarettes without even thinking about it. Or actually seeing pictures in my mind of myself smoking and a voice telling me to go get one. And these were the kinds of things that I had to deal with initially for the first 6 months. But I also, at that particular point in time, was getting very much into nutrition, and I knew that the body needed to go on a cleanse, all right? And I went on a cleanse that lasted a year, where I used nothing but herbal products from the rainforest, and they worked. And what happened was that I completely cleansed my body. Now, something additional happened also in doing so. At the same time, being now an ex-smoker for, 17, 18 years, what happened was is when I did the cleanse, I was also working at that time in a smelter, okay, where there was sulfuric acid and everything else. And it never occurred to me that over the years in working in that smelter that I had probably absorbed a lot of chemicals, pollutants, and God knows what all. So in doing the cleanse from the cigarette smoking, I also found out I did a cleanse from all of the dust and pollutants and sulfuric acid and everything, all that other kind of shit that I had inhaled. And I started eliminating that through the body, through the pores, and through every other part of the body that can throw off waste and toxin. And I did it for a year. And then even after that, what I did, I took it a step further. Because I had gone to that school in the dream state, and because I had seen all of the sheath body, and I'll give you a little bit more here. Besides the physical, besides the duplicate physical in the etheric, and besides that sheath body that contains all of the energetic templates of our consciousness, positive, negative, function, dysfunctional, whatever, there are 9 more sheath bodies contained that actually constitute the whole of our essence, all right? And these particular 9 additional ones, we don't really have access to all that much. People who have had a Kundalini awakening, who are active at the heart center, will have access to number 4, all right? And some people who have gone through the heart center chakra awakening and have proceeded to move beyond a lot of the belief systems that contain us here in the physical, basically such things as karma, past lives, reincarnation, angels, guides, ascended masters, teachers, all of that shit, who have moved beyond the idea of some religious indoctrinated God being, who have started to pay attention to the body as if it's a vehicle of conscious expression and creativity, and that's all it was ever intended to be, have access to number 5. And number 6, and so on. Number 6 is developing as an aspect of individuals now who can what I call body jump, or can actually experience their simultaneous lifetime that they're living in. And you can jump into these bodies and you can experience what they're doing, what they're feeling, what they're sensing. And some of us have reached a point, because of the personality that has become aware. Again, here, I don't want to sound as if I'm trying to be superior here. I'm not, all right? I'm just conveying here what I've learned from a lot of other people who have been sharing with me just how limited we are in our perspective. And the more I see a lot of the spiritual people as they're evolving and growing, I still see how limited they really are, and they're not seeing it because they haven't reached the other aspects of their personality in those sheath bodies that are available to them at this particular point. It will happen, but it's going to take some time. And this is why the etheric cleanse is very important at this particular point in time. So that's just a brief little snippet of the other 12, okay? Actually, there is a 13th, which I'm not even going to get into at this particular point. I'll save that for another day. But to get back to, to what I was saying, is after I did the cleansing of the physical body, which actually cleansed at the etheric level also, I did something else, all right? And this is important. And I have recommended that other people do this. One of the things that I have learned over the time is cleansing of the etheric templates, all right, is very important. Now, obviously, you cannot do this with herbal products. You cannot do it with taking baths. You cannot do it by taking suppositories, all right? And you cannot do it by saying prayers, all right? And you really, even a healer, unless they are really gifted, is not going to be able to help you with this either, all right? I know a few that possibly might be able to do this, but then again, I would even have to check them out. I know that I've been able to do it a few times, and it is as follows. You can do this yourself, and this would take you from the body physical to the body etheric to the next body, which would be the template or the energetic template body. And this would move you into the next one, which would be the 4th one, which is the heart center activation and moving into higher personality. And this one would take you into probably the next one, which would be the 5th. And this is what you need to do. Part of the gift of being given an active heart center chakra is, I don't say this to be disrespectful to anyone, but I made this comment a few videos back, and I said, you know, there are literally millions of us on this planet at this particular point in time who have these magnificent, big, beautiful heart centers in the center of our chest. And you know what? None of us know what the hell to do with it at this particular point, relatively speaking. All right? And none of us, for a great many years, had any control over it. It did what it wanted, all right? And it did what it wanted, because if it had to stop and answer every question and did everything the way we wanted to get done, nothing would have gotten done with our personalities, nothing would have gotten done with our life, nothing would have gotten done with our sexuality, nothing would have gotten done with our relationship, nothing would have gotten done with our concept of love, all right? We are changing, we are evolving, and all of our stupid, silly belief systems that we carry around and are so quick to defend and stand on a podium and dictate this and that and everything is becoming so ridiculous as I view some of this stuff that it's not even funny. So in order to correct some of that stuff, because you've been given the ability now that in some cases years have happened and passed since the activation of the heart center chakra, and we've gone through all of this stuff that seemed to just happen to us, okay, we didn't have any control over, okay, which is exactly the way it was planned, okay, because as a species, we don't listen well, all right, we don't. We're so goddamn brainwashed on this planet that it's not even funny, all right, and the brainwashing has to be undone, all right, and this body that I'm talking about, this particular sheath body, fourth and fifth, it will carry over into 2 at this particular point. What you can do with this, because now what's happening is I've noticed and talked to more and more people, we're now being given or gifted with the ability to be able to use the heart center for something besides just looking for boy wonder or girl wonder or manifesting great sex or having heart center connections with who, and whatever goes along. We're actually starting to move beyond being children, and we're starting to become young adults, okay? Some of us are 75 and 80 and 65 and 40 and 20 and 30 and 40, and we're still nothing more than young adults, all right? Why? Because our personalities have not matured to a spiritual level of understanding and openness that allows us to experience the higher levels of consciousness in the twin flame connection, in many cases, as people like to call it. So how does one do the cleanse? All right. If you want to do a cleanse on many levels, all right, you can do this. Say, for example, you smoke cigarettes. That comes from a point of origin. Say you smoke pot. That comes from a point of origin. Why do you smoke pot? Because you like to get high. You don't need pot to get high. You don't need cigarettes to get high. You don't need coffee to get high. You don't need booze to get high. You don't need drugs to get high. Those are all belief systems. They are behavior patterns that have been consistently downloaded into that particular sheath body as behavior modules or behavior application that are stimulated through the emotional body over the course of going through puberty. All right? So what you need to do is to go into that body, 1, 2, 3, go into the 4th one. That's probably the best place for most of you to start. All right? See the 4th body and visualize it like a big nervous system of energy flowing, ebbing and flowing everywhere, like wiring, if you will. Okay, like the printout board on the backside of the computer, if you want to look at it that way. And what you need to do is change the patterning. Okay, remember, your heart center is in the middle of your chest. This gives you access to what you understand, most of you, as being higher self, or your intuition can kick in. And what you need to do is to go in there and you need to recreate. Okay? How do you do that? Along with the gift of the heart center chakra, what has also been happened and is happening even more so now is the one most important thing that I see happening, that's the least thing that's talked about in the whole of the spiritual community. This applies to the spiritual community in general, the twin flame community, the soulmate group, everywhere. No one, to my knowledge, basically, is talking about the use of the imaginative faculty, which is directly related to coexisting with the heart center chakra at this point. All right? Heart and head now can work together. It's possible. This is what I saw when I went to the Dream State School. All right? I also have to mention that a lot of the material that was given and downloaded at that particular point in time, and I was told, and so were the others, that a lot of this we would not have retention of initially in the beginning, that this would come out later at the appropriate time. And it has, all right? And this is exactly what is happening now. So if you want to template or eliminate, what you can do is go into the body that I'm talking about and visualize, see a movie, create a visual presentation, if you will, of that nervous system being clear of any energetic template that you can find as you peruse it. And what I mean by peruse it, look, here's another thing. A great many of you have been given powers of discernment. You can go on YouTube and Facebook, and some of you are getting really skillful at picking out the assholes and the trolls and the whomever is bullshitting and the ego, narcissistic. I mean, you're so good at picking out narcissists these days. I mean, you need to move on and do something a little more challenging, okay? So let's do something a little more challenging. Let's go into your body, okay? And let's start looking in the fifth sheath body for energetic templates that no longer suit you, all right? That have been gifted, as it were, as ideological, philosophical, religious indoctrination and or belief systems in those bodies. And you'll know them when you find them by using your discernment and your empathic abilities, which so many of you have developed. I know just in my Facebook group and some of the close people on my page, at least 50 of you who could do this at the snap of a finger. All right? Why none of you have thought of it, or maybe some of you have, but if you haven't thought of it, I'm going to give it to you now so that you can do it. All right? Go into the fourth and fifth bodies and look for the energetic templates, the rivers of energy that look like they're polluted. They run murky. They got clumps in them. They have the wrong color. Okay, I'm seeing it all now. All right? And when you see them, you will know because you've learned how to discern. If you can pick them out on Facebook and you can pick them out on YouTube, you can pick them out like I'm telling you. All right? And you can pick them out, and when you do this, you can change them into the proper energetic flow. Now, I'm not saying you have to visualize a picture of something that is visual, like a picture that something's three-dimensional in reality. You're not dealing here with three-dimensional. You're dealing here with fourth and fifth dimensional. Let's do the tools. Let's do it right. Or we don't do it at all. So you get in there and you're discerning, you're feeling, you're looking. You see something that's not correct. You change the course of it by focusing your attention to the heart center. And then as you feel the vibrance of the consciousness of yourself beginning to express, get into the fourth and the fifth and see where it's not flowing, and then change that energetic template. Now, you're going to screw this up initially, the first times you do it. It's going to take some practice. We haven't done this. We haven't done this, people, we haven't done this for so long. So many of us have, have forgotten how to do this, all right? And, yeah, I'm going to finish it this time, yes. We've forgotten how to do this, all right? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little into it here. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel bad about it. It's just I'm passionate about what I do, and I'm passionate when I'm giving. I like it. To give to free people is such a privilege to do that. So when you get into it and you change that energetic flow, what you create is a reflection. All right? And the reflection emanates from the energetic field of that templated body into the next body, into the etheric body, all right, which is the position of the organs in the physical body. This in turn will make a change in the organs in the etheric body, which then will reflect into the physical body. And this will complete a quantum amount of changes in the consciousness of the individual. All right. Now, what happens then is as you do this and you are beginning to move away from the attachment, okay, and this is key here. I want everybody to pay attention to what I'm going to say here. When you move away from the attachment to 3D consciousness, three-dimensional consciousness, which at the moment right now is the major blockage impeding the expression and the destination of a higher part of ourself to achieve greater states of consciousness. All right? And as we let go of the attachment to three-dimensional reality, we move into the fourth and the fifth. We have 6 more beyond that. The 6 more beyond that are all, for lack of a better expression, sheath bodies containing dormant aspects of personality or energetic templates that are our birthright to access. But we must go step by step in doing so. And as we do this and it reflects through to the physical body, you gain access to additional of the sheath bodies, all right? And you begin to incorporate these in. As you do this, what happens is what I call the body of light becomes more complete, all right? There are a few people on the planet right now, and I'm not going to use the term enlightenment, and I'm not going to use the term higher state, not higher state, super consciousness or something like that, because those are three-dimensional belief systems about the expression of multidimensional consciousness. When you're moving into these aspects of the different personality traits and energetic templates that are available, you must detach more and more from the 3D perspective. In other words, when you're making progress, and I'll put it this way, some of you will get this. When you can go into a Facebook group or a twin flame group, and you can read some of what's being written by some of the people, and you can understand exactly where they're coming from based on the belief system that they're protecting or defending, all right? Then you will know, because you will know where they are in their progression towards consciousness. And, you know, I saw the other day that, somebody said about, everyone is going to get there. No, no, everyone is not going to get there. All right. The progression of where we need to go in the spiritual community, we haven't even opened the door yet. All right. This is just the beginning of the potential of what's there at this particular point. All right. And everything that you see going on the planet, that you see on the news, you see what's going on in the United States, what you see going on in Europe, what you see going on all over the place, this is consciousness. This is consciousness eliminating 3D perspectives from it in order for it to move on. And in many cases, what is going to look like is that forms of insanity are being expressed. And there's always going to be a pinnacle or a fulcrum or a funnel for that expression of insanity. And that insanity can take the form of 1 or 2 people here and there. All right. And this is what is taking place at this point. However, when you get into, and I want to get back to these 12 sheets, when this video is getting long here, I'm at 33 minutes, I'm going to end it here in a couple of minutes, so I don't want anybody to fall asleep on me and get bored. So, I'm kidding. Okay, I'll just throw that in to get you all going. All right, so when we get into the personalities traits here that are unfolding, is when you're cleansing, okay, sometimes you got to be real careful when you ask me a question. You might get more than you asked for. All right, when you're cleansing the etheric body, keep in mind that you have 12 of those bodies, all right? And you have the physical, you have the etheric, you have the next one, which is the energetic template, okay, that directly relates to the etheric and to the physical body. The next one after that is the fourth, which is the containment or the expression or the dimensional aspect of the heart center chakra, and the beginning of personality changes and traits that are opening And the fifth gets into the creativity of doing something with it as you go along. Now, I'm not going to go any further than that in the video. All right, I've got more information that's there sitting on the back burner, but I want to kind of see how that one goes in regards to what kind of response I get to it. But the other thing that I want to mention here at the end of this video, because I forgot to do it in the last one, is this. I can appreciate that some of you are having some difficulty in navigating through some of these states of consciousness, not necessarily in regards to the twin flame connection. But if some of you need assistance, I do mentoring with this type of thing, with the twin flame connection. And I think I can do it appropriately and do it safely with a lot of people and help them get through this a lot more quickly than some of the information sources that are out there at this particular point in time. And no, I don't give out certificates, okay, that you're a twin flame. And no, I don't give out certificates that you're in harmonious twin flame union. And no, I don't charge $5,000, all right? And no, I'm not going to get up on YouTube and say a video that I'm going to be now jacking up my prices to all of that stuff. Those wonderful things I find wonderful. They look really good on other people. But, hey, everybody's got to do their thing. And, you know, some people like looking ridiculous and making an ass of themselves. I can do that enough here on my own. You know, but I do so enjoy every once in a while going and looking at some other people making an ass of themselves also, especially on YouTube, because a lot of people up there, you really have no idea what they're talking about. So anyways, having said all of that, there's my video for the cleansing program for the etheric body. Take it what it is and understand that I'm just giving you what was shown to me in the dream state school that I went to, all right? And it was shown to me does not mean it's divine gospel, all right? Other people may see it differently or experiencing it differently. I'm just reflecting it to you in a way that I've hopefully, what's the word I would use here? Brought it down, if I can put it that way, from the visual presentation that was given to me into some relative form of simplicity. Not suggesting anybody's stupid. I'm not suggesting that at all. Relative form of simplicity that's, you know, you can wrap your mind around, your head around a little bit. And the best thing that I can suggest to you is don't be afraid to experiment a little bit. Don't be afraid to explore. You're not going to step out into the dark. Okay? You've all got all the equipment. All right? If you've got that big, beautiful thing in the center of your chest, that's all the equipment you need. All right? Really, to be able to start exploring. And if you need somebody to give you a little guidance, hey, I can help you with that, right? And I'm cheap. Have a great day, everybody.